well, let me visit the church you started to go to. Let me go with you. And he said, okay, let's go. And you can take the New Testament and start to read. Okay. And to make your reading interesting, he just gave me this advice. Start to read from the Revelation. And I just started to read from the Revelation, the book of Revelation, and I just was thinking, man, I'm trying to think about God, but this is only like Star Wars thing. And all this like fantasy that you can't even imagine. And I was thinking, oh, this is where they making movies from. But then I got to read also to the Gospel of John and Matthew, the book of Matthew, and good verses that are having grace promises that in Christ we are having this and this, and Christ died for us. Well, then I just thought, man, I need to find out, can I believe this book? Is this God's book, or is it just some people wrote so nicely? So I started to look for proofs. Well, this is the proof that I found at that time that I needed. I found historical proofs that this is real event. Christ really lived, because I didn't know that this is even historical person, Christ. I thought it's just some mystery, but it was historical personality. Christ really lived. And then I found how Old Testament prophecies are filled in New Testament, in Christ's life. And then I just thought, if this is getting fulfilled, that means to the end it will keep fulfilling, and the end is heaven and hell. And that was concerning me. And then I just saw that Bible, it's a book number one in the whole world. People are reading this book like no other books. It's been printed as no other, translated into so many languages as no other book. It's like, and it's changing people's life like there are no other book that is changing people's life like this book. I just started to get to know some Christians, and then I saw how drug addicts, alcoholics are becoming completely different people when they start to practice Bible truths. So I just started to think, well, it looks like it's true, but I'm so young. I will lose my friends because my friends are alcoholics, and in order to believe God, you just will be not able to have that parties with them anymore. So I thought, well, Bible is a book that you have to believe. But maybe when I will be 60s, maybe at that time, not right now, I will do that. And then I just put this book on the shelf and forgot about that. And once I made that decision, like not now, God, later, I will do that, I forgot almost everything. I forgot that I decided that there is a God. I just forgot that all. I don't know how that happened, but it just all just went blank. And my life became worse than it was before. Before I was just drinking, smoking, but now I started to use drugs, and I became so evil and so angry. I was coming to the school and just instead of saying hi to somebody, I was just beating without any reason. Classmates or whatever. And I just thought like this, well, we have so short life, let's eat, drink, because I will die tomorrow, and you never know what will happen. And at that time, actually, Chernobyl exploded. Did you ever heard about Chernobyl? And Chernobyl exploded, and you were living in so uncertainty. I grew up in that area, like 50 miles away from Chernobyl reactor. So you're kind of thinking, well, you can die anytime because of that thing. So if you will die anytime, you just have to hurry with all these things that world is offering to you. And I was trying to enjoy that things. parties, drugs, alcohol, and the more I was doing that, the more I was just seeing that, man, it doesn't look pleasure anymore. It's starting to look like slavery. I'm waking up and I'm just thinking like compass, the same thing, like where to get money, how to rob, how to steal, how to get drugs, how to do this. And it's all these bad things. And I just started to think, man, I'm a slave now. And my health is being destroyed. And I don't have even friends normal. It's just people that I can't trust them. They are trying to trick me. I'm trying to trick them. And then I just was sitting one time on the bus stop. We had some drinking party outside on that bus stop. And they were so happy and just chatting and joking. And I was just thinking, man, we are drinking here, but I'm not happy. What's wrong with me? Why I can't have pleasure? Why they can enjoy this and I can't? And then I have this thought, because you heard about God, and God doesn't want you to live like this. He wants to give you better pleasure. And I said, man, it can't be true. It's just go away. I was trying to push away that thought. But that thought was coming over and over with the periodicity, like every month or something, or often, and it was kind of pretty strong thought coming back to my mind. Like I'm trying to do some stealing or something like not really good thing, and then I'm getting frustrated because police got me or something else, and I just thinking, why my friends, they can do that? They can steal and nobody getting them. And I just got in trouble. And then I'm getting the same thought. God is against you. He wants you to have different pleasure. He made you not for this type of life. And I was just pushing away that thought, no, it's just crazy. Well, and then one time, I made a plan how to rob a store with my friend, and we were going to that thing, and I had this thought again, if God is against you, you will not get anything of this. You will be in trouble. Police will get you. And I just thought, God, let me steal this and don't bother me, please. And that was like the most horrible prayer before I really started to pray. Well, in reality, I was asking God, please let me go to hell. This was the meaning of that prayer. And I didn't really realize that, but I see that was at that time. Well, God didn't hear that prayer. That's great. Bible says that God doesn't hear sinners' prayer. And police got me. Not right away, but then later on they came to my job when I was working as a turner at that time, and they put on my head these metal things, I don't know the English word, handcuffs, yeah. They put me in their car and just took me to the police station. Well, police station in Ukraine is different from police station here. They took me to the room where it has like this insulation cover, huge layer of sound insulation. And they closed the door, and they just started to beat me to death. And asking, tell us what was going on and everything. And I said, I have no idea what you are talking about. And they just were beating they are not allowed to be, according to the rules, they can't do any damage or beat you. But they don't care, And, but I was so stubborn, We agree with my friend that it's no matter what happens, we know nothing about that crime. We didn't steal that or whatever. But they knew everything. And they knew from my friend that was in second room, and he told already them everything what was going on.